All right, welcome everyone to a very special Zoom and Learn. Today is, what is it? It's Tuesday, November 17th. We have Iris Memory Care with us today. They have 33 people registered for the event, and they are doing a caregiver support topic about the best ways to handle the holidays, especially if you know someone, a friend, a family member, have any memory impairment or dementia, or just in general, if a lot of stuff going on overstimulates you. Paula has some really great tips and tricks on making the holidays enjoyable for everyone. So Paula, I am going to, if you want to unmute yourself, I'm going to spotlight you so you can say hi. Let me add the spotlight there. Hi, Paula.
Well, hello, everyone.
Well,
go ahead.
No, you first.
All right. Well, I'm Paula, and I'm with Iris Memory Care. And like she said, I'm just really here to give you a little bit of tips on your being with your loved one for the holidays. Also, we'll kind of just go over the warning signs as well. That way, you know, you kind of understand that, okay, my loved one is showing signs of some type of memory impairment, some type of dementia. Of course, all dementias are handled a totally different way, but this can help you get through the holidays.
Fantastic. Are you ready for me to share my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. While I do that, why don't you tell them about Iris Memory Care?
All right. So Iris Memory Care, we are a small home-like boutique style memory care community, standalone memory care at that. We can hold about 44 to 50 residents. Everyone here is dementia certified. So like I said once before, knowing the different stages, different types of dementia is very important at our community. And our staff is well capable of handling that with everyone here. We are located in Dallas. We are the third community that Iris has. Our first property is in Edmond, Oklahoma, and that's where Denise is from. She's on the call right now. And then we also have a community in Rowlett, Texas, which isn't too far from here. And then we are the newbie. We've been open almost 2 years, well, a little over a year. And we are dealing with COVID like everyone else, you know, coming down to the families being able to visit and how many visits and all the sad things, but we are making it work. We are taking protocol, we're following guidelines. We have also set up to where our residents are able to quarantine in a room with an air vent that actually goes outside of our population. So that also gives our family members a peace of mind that if anyone came down with COVID here, we would be able to secure them away from the rest of the population.
Fantastic. And I have to say, one of the things that I love about Iris Memory Care's community is they have a lot of unique options as far as room configurations are concerned. So they actually have shared rooms that really aren't like shared rooms. So it's nice.
Right. You still get some privacy in our shared rooms. There, pretty much it's just that there's no door there, and you will share your bathroom, but we do also have duplex style, which is completely private room. And then of course we have privates and then private suites where you have a living room area as well.
Well, wonderful. All right, Paula, we'll take it away. Are you ready for me to head to the next slide?
All right, yes. So here's my presentation, the holidays. Okay, so we'll touch a little bit about what is dementia. And like I said, we'll go over some of the signs and things like that. That way you can kind of compare them to, you know, if you have a neighbor or friend or family who are going through these challenges. So what is dementia? Dementia is the loss of cognitive functioning, serious enough to interfere with daily functions, cause changes in memory, language, thought, navigation, behavior, personality, mood, and mood, planning, and organizing. I like to also let families know, because I get a lot of questions of, well, I forgot my daughter's name. That's something that everyone goes through. Dementia is brain failure. It is not just forgetting. Dementia is 10 times above just forgetting. Dementia is going to be more so of, you have your keys in your hand and you go to your loved one and you say, hey, where are my keys? And they say, they're right there in your hand, Paula. And I say, oh, this cat? This is not my keys. That's dementia. That's the big difference between just forgetting and brain failure, okay? Dementia is also a syndrome. So we all use the term dementia, but dementia is pretty much an umbrella term for all the other types of dementia that are out there. Our most common is going to be Alzheimer's. Your second most common is going to be vascular. Third most common is going to be Lewy body. And then your fourth most common is going to be frontal temporal. Now, there's about 80 different terms, 80 different syndromes out there associated with dementia. But those are the main ones that we see most common here at IRIS. Next slide, please. Okay, so here are some warning signs. Also, you guys, if you want to leave your, or Zoe might have your email address, I can send these things out to you. I have pamphlets, I have things for you to go over in the comfort of your own home and, slowly go over them as to where, we are going to be reading through this. So here are some of the warning signs. One is memory loss. This disrupts your daily life. It's one of the most common signs of dementia, especially in the early stages. So the early stages are, just a lot of forgetting and making self-notes. I don't know if you noticed that. Going to family members, asking for help, setting alarms to, do things like eat or pick up your grandkid from school or your kids from school, things that you would normally know and do. That's the first and early stages of dementia. 2 will be challenges. So not only are you forgetting these things and having to make notes, you're also going through challenges of doing the normal things, planning things, solving things, experiencing changes just in your daily work, not being able to add up bills, letting bills stack up or overpaying bills, things like that. So daily life becomes a challenge when you actually have any form of dementia. Next is going to be just difficult days. So difficult completing familiar tasks at home or at work. People living with dementia often find it hard to complete daily tasks. Sometimes they have trouble driving to a familiar location. So, if you're getting a call from your loved one that they were lost on their way to church, and you've been going to church for 25 years, the same church, that could be a sign right there. Like I said, managing your budget and remembering, rules to a simple game that you love playing with your family. That's a sign right there. Next slide, please. Confusion. Of course, confusion comes along with the challenges and the memory loss. And once you're kind of to that stage of going through those challenges and it becomes frustrating, the confusion comes on even harder. So, confusion with time and place. Oh gosh, even the passing of time, you take a nap and then you wake up and you might feel that it's the next day, or if it's rainy and gray outside and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you might think that it's, almost time for bed. Just a bunch of confusion all the way around is a sign of dementia. Understanding. People with dementia may have trouble understanding visual images and relationships. You might have mom see her son, and that's where mom is in that stage of the disease, and feel that son is dad. And so, she's always approaching her son as, the father. And so now the son's confused and, things like that. Of course, they may have difficulty reading. Judging distance is a big one. So because of the judging the distance while driving or even walking, that's kind of how the falls come in. That's part of the dementia process. Now, word finding. New problems with speaking words and maybe just making your sentences connect. That's a big one. That's a big sign of dementia there. Just holding a simple conversation becomes a challenge, becomes tough for you. That's a big part of dementia. Next slide, please. Losing things, so misplacing things. Now, like I said once before, we all do that, misplace our keys and we're tearing up the house looking for that. But if you're not able to retrace your steps and eventually find the missing item, that's a little further into just misplacing things. Usually you sit your keys in the garage because you dropped something out of a grocery bag. You're able to go back and say, okay, I came in with the groceries. I don't remember putting my keys on the table. They must be in the garage. Oh, look, they're in the garage. That's fine. But when it comes to a time where it's frequent and you cannot retrace your steps, that's different. Next is going to be poor judgment. I don't know. Well, clearly everyone knows how people target the elder because, you call, pick up the phone. I'm a telemarketer. I need $3,000. Oh, sure, honey, here you go. Here's my card number. It's just poor judgment because they feel nervous and they feel that, did I forget to pay, this bill? Did I forget to do these things? Because they know something is going on. They know they're experiencing something. Withdrawal from social activities, withdrawal from family members, withdrawal from work, just to keep that dignity, not letting everyone know that, there's something wrong with me. I'm forgetting simple things. Everything's cloudy, judgment's off. So I'm just going to social distance myself from everyone because I'm going through these challenges and I don't want others to know about it. That's a sign. Lastly is going to be mood and personality. People living with a dementia, they are suspicious, they're anxious, they're most times depressed, they're in fear, paranoia, hallucinations. Things like that pretty much go hand in hand with many forms of dementia. So that's something you'll want to keep your eye out for as well. And of course, don't let it hurt your feelings. If someone you love dearly is saying that you're stealing from them or, doing, absurd things, just understand that they're going through a challenge. Next slide. All right, now to the fun stuff. So I just kind of jotted down a few gift ideas. Being around my residents, this stuff would come in handy. And everyone asks the question, well, what should I get them? If you can make a good playlist on maybe an iPad or, send to them in an email to bring back memories, good positive memories, something they played at a wedding, something they played during graduation of college and high school, that would be a really good present for someone with dementia. College photo frame. You can go back to their past, but copies of pictures, I know they make books nowadays where you can kind of put the names by everyone and, go back and kind of have a past collage of pictures in a book. That would be awesome for someone with dementia. Essential oils, they have the roll-on kind, and I suggest the roll-on kind because you're able to ration out how much is going out. But we like to use a lot of lavenders kind of in the end of day, just to kind of calm you down and kind of, it's relaxation time. And then peppermint for the morning. I don't know if any of you have heard of that, but when you use peppermint, it kind of peps you up and wakes you up for the day. So if you could give them the essential oils, them and their caregiver, that would be nice. Large digital wall clock and calendar. So that goes back to that challenge of, the day and, what time should I take a pill, this and that. That would help them out a lot. And if it's large in there, they would love that. A timed heating pad. They are always cold. I'm always cold as well, but a timed heating pad would be amazing. Warm slippers, gloves, fuzzy robe, things to touch. Those would be a good idea for a gift. Bluetooth headphones and movies. They're out for the holidays and they may not hear well. Them being able to have the Bluetooth headphones and everyone else won't have to have the TV up so loud. That would be awesome. Easy slip-on shoes. The Velcro shoes are the best. Don't get me wrong, the easy slip-ons where you slide your foot in, it just kind of depends on your stage and what's going on with your feet. But the Velcro, you cannot fail. Also a meal subscription, maybe for a month, send meals there weekly, wherever they are. That'll help out a lot. And just a simple ice cream and root beer float would brighten their day. Next slide. Now, holiday gift ideas for the caregiver. This is important as well. Sometimes we forget to take care of the caregiver. So just anything to relax them, because it's a lot of tension behind the scenes, you guys, a lot of tension. So we want to ease their tension, okay? So gift cards to a spa, to a restaurant, massage would be great. Movie theater tickets. Make homemade meals or purchase meals and take by there for them and the person they're taking care of. Maybe sit with their loved one while they run to the store, run to the post office, just kind of give them that break of where they're not having to get another person completely ready and take with them. That can actually relieve some stress for them. Gift certificates to day programs. We do a lot of respite care. We also do what we call flex care. And that's where your loved one would come in just for the day or for a few hours and give the caregiver a break, or maybe the caregiver has to do something maybe important for work. That's where we would come in to take over for that. So giving them a gift certificate there would help. Doing favors like cleaning their house, buying the groceries, mowing the lawn, that would be a big help for someone as well. Like I said, at times we forget to take care of ourselves when we're the caregiver of our loved one. Know that it's okay to take time for yourself. Next slide. What we like to say around here to let our caregivers know, we like to let our residents be involved and focused and, focus on the good strengths, not the bad things. So if you don't use it, you'll lose it. That's our motto. We want to keep them at their level. Okay. Next slide. With that being said, here's a few ways to keep your loved ones included for the holidays. Now, also too, just keep in mind that, you don't want to give them a task that you want done to a T. The whole purpose is to keep them involved and to go through these things with your loved one. This isn't something where if they mess up that you're going to be upset or have to redo or repurchase. You want to give them things that it doesn't matter. However you did it, there's no wrong, okay? So, helping hang up the ornaments. Setting the table and folding napkins, sealing the holiday cards. If you make holiday cards for everyone in church, guess what? That's going to be a while, okay? And they can definitely do that. Stirring the batter for cake mix, singing, listening to Christmas carols. Maybe if the grandkids are over, they can kind of be in charge of, keeping the singing going. watching holiday movies and videos, attending religious services. Putting the bows on gifts is another good one, especially the ones you just take the tape off and put it on, or, you know, if they can still tie a bow, that's great. Riding to see the holiday lights with some hot cocoa and some music, that's a good one. Reminiscing about childhood days, holidays, and talk about favorite gifts from their past. So, you know, just keeping them involved as much as possible, not putting them, you know, in a back corner and forgetting about them. Keeping them involved as much as possible would be great. Next slide. Now, tips for family gatherings. And you guys are welcome to have this slide, but I'll just kind of go through it. You know, this year is going to be different from the last. Even with or without a form of dementia, you know, but with dementia in your home, in your family, it's definitely going to be different. Your loved one is in a different stage of the disease, so things might be tougher. So we'll just kind of work through that. And like I said, we'll go through the challenges with them. That's something to just always remember. You'll just meet them at where they're at. Just a reminder, too much stimulation may not go over well with them. Too much stimulation could cause behaviors, or, you know, maybe just a disconnect where they, you know, just are a totally different person. I would try and celebrate anything that you're doing in a familiar setting, just to keep them in their comfort zone. Repetition in schedule and routine is very important. We could also take turns with your family members coming by to spend time with your loved one instead of you taking them to a bunch of different spots. That would help out a lot. Also, children bring joy. Bring the grandchildren by. Don't be nervous. For some reason, children just know how to act around someone with a form of dementia. They are totally fine. They bring joy, like I said. Now, don't get me wrong, we do have some that, you know, just may shy away, but a majority of the children know that something's going on and they treat it very sensitively. Give yourself time to grieve. So, you know, I know sometimes you see difficult things and see your person doing something totally different from what you would know of them to do. You know, try and grieve and have that moment by yourself, and try not to do that in front of them. You know, that brings on more confusion, and, you know, that might put them in that same emotional state that you're in. You know, you just kind of want to keep it happy and keep happy times. And just try to plan things. Plans don't always work, but try and plan things and go from there. Kind of have a checklist. And this is just, you know, to help you out. Allow yourself time to travel and learn to trust others with your loved one. You know, that's one of the biggest things for a lot of families, is learning to trust others with your loved one. Next slide. Now, if your loved one is already at a community, I would be flexible. I would limit visits. Long visits can be tiring, because don't forget, they're also doing things in the community as well, and they most likely participated in that. You know, arrange for small numbers of your family members to stop by and visit, and just concentrate on enjoying your holiday season with your loved one. I wouldn't concentrate so much on, you know, like I said, the bad or the things that they are unable to do. Just get into the moment with them, go with it. You know, holiday traditions will change, and that's totally fine when it comes to someone with dementia. Now, you know, you keep your traditions going at home, that's different. But if they're at a community, it's okay if things didn't go as planned. Also, don't be afraid to cut your visit short. If they are upset or things like that, it's okay it's a bad day today, we'll come back tomorrow. We don't have to visit on Christmas and have a great day on Christmas. We can come back the next day, totally fine. and try to stay clear of the word remember. And I say that because they become defensive. It's like, why would you ask me, did I remember something, when you know that I most likely didn't? So of course they become defensive, and that can really ruin your trip. Next slide. Now, tips for holidays at home. Adjust your expectations. I would definitely do small gatherings. Like I said, maybe take turns of loved ones and family members coming by to get involved with your loved one with dementia. Try to involve them throughout the day, allowing with things, but stay close to their schedule as possible. Routine is very important. And you don't want to get them off of routine just for the holiday season. You know, like I said, we want to meet them where they are. Definitely, I would avoid blinking lights, something that's just going off the whole time, because that's a lot of stimulant, and that could cause a behavior as well. And then you also just want to keep in mind of keeping fake fruit and fake things out, flowers as well. You know, like I said, meet them where they are. If you know that they go around picking up things, feeling hungry, then you want to keep those fake things away so that you're not having the time of taking it away. If that makes sense. And then also just kind of encourage your loved one throughout the day to rest and take time out for their self. They don't have to be a part of everything, but we do want to keep them involved. Next slide. Taking stress out of the holidays. I would plan early, like now. No, just kidding. I would plan early. Definitely be realistic. Like I said, involving them in things, going places, things like that. Let's just keep it positive. We're going to take them to places that we know that they're okay in. We're going to involve them in things that we know that they can succeed in doing. I would definitely decide on 1 or 2 events if you're having to take your loved one with you. Once again, routine is very important. Keep in mind, there's no have to events. I hear a lot of families that, well, we have to do this because we do this every year. You know, steer clear of that, because there are no have to events. We want to keep your loved ones safe as possible, and keep them going as long as possible. Set realistic goals when it comes to your finances. Use positive self-talk, because you'll need that. Remind yourself of what is important, and that's going to be spending time together. Like I said, spending time going through the motions of these things. Nothing has to be complete. Just making memories is what's going to be most important during the holidays with your loved one with dementia. And just allow yourself to experience the holidays. Events do not have to be perfect. Realize that families change and grow, and traditions and rituals will as well when it comes to your loved one having dementia. Okay, next slide. Now, I can say remember, because I need you all to remember. Just remember that dementia is giving your loved one a hard time. They're not giving you a hard time, okay? And that's something else that we go by here at Iris. You know, your loved one definitely is going to be different when it comes to this disease. So if you can kind of tell yourself that, especially when you're frustrated, that it's the disease, it's the challenge that's giving you the challenge, not your loved one. This is not how they were. Next slide. Now, stress, when it comes to you, I won't read all of this. Like I said, you guys are welcome to the slide, but just kind of know your warning signs as well. Know your tipping point, know your boiling point. You know, as to where I said you want to be positive and, you know, kind of have your grieving moments to yourself, but you don't want that to be the only thing you're doing this holiday season, right? So just kind of know yourself. If you're drinking a little bit more, you know, kind of think about that. If you're always sleepy, if you're forgetting, if you're having headaches and you're withdrawing from everyone, kind of know that, you know, okay, maybe I am taking on too much and maybe I need a break. Behavioral changes that come along with it as well, like I said, is forgetfulness and confusion, negative moods and attitudes. Just kind of take the time out for yourself, take care of yourself. This is a mean disease and it will wear both of you down if you let it, okay? Just some little tips for here and there. I would make a to-do list, like I said. If you don't stick to it, that's totally fine, but at least, you're not like, what was I going to do? What was I going to do? And kind of getting frustrated because you forgot. Scheduling things. I would definitely do things in the mornings. That way it tires, everyone down to where a good night's sleep is ahead. So I would definitely schedule the easy job after the hard jobs that you give your loved one. Make time for breaks. Take a walk alone. Listen to some soothing music while you're taking a bath or shower. Clear your mind. Take care of yourself as well. Okay. Next slide, please. And finally, be kind to yourself. We try to set this, I don't know if you host at your house for the holidays, but I do. And I have to have all the labels showing. I have this going, that going, and to me, that's perfect. Understand that when you have a whole nother person there with you, it's not going to be perfect, and that's totally fine. And we set those expectations on ourselves. No one else does. It's just us in our own world. So just know that everyone understands and everyone is with you. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Yeah, pretty much that's it. If you burnt a pie, don't be afraid to run down to Kroger and get another one or wherever else. Everything does not have to be perfect. Traditions will change, things will change, and we are here to take care of your loved one and you as well. So just always remember the meaning of the holiday is to include love, sharing, peace, make time for others, giving, and spread good cheer. So that's what we want to focus on for our holiday. Next slide. Here is my contact information, you guys. So I'm also a support group facilitator with the Alzheimer's Association. I've left that information there as well if you just need someone to talk to, or if you want to join our support groups, we are there. You could hear a lot of stories, and you've kind of come to notice that you're not the only one going through these challenges, and kind of hear some stories as well. When it comes to Iris Memory Care, I have that information there as well. Feel free to reach out to me via email. That way you can kind of answer when you want. And then if you want to kind of see inside a daily life here at Iris, check out our website on Facebook, and it's just going to be Iris Memory Care of Turtle Creek, all in the search bar, and it kind of has videos and pictures of what we're doing daily here. A lot of our programming is specialized, and it is for a purpose. So it'll be fun to look at that. And if you just kind of want information about us and look inside of our building, we do have I think it's called a virtual tour on there where you press the floor and it kind of walks you through the building, and that's going to be at iristurtlecreek.com. Other than that, do you guys have any questions for me right now?
Now you can hear me.
Oh, I was about to say your mouth was moving.
I was talking up a storm and nobody can hear me. All right. So I did have someone that asked for you to share the slides. So I'll make sure that I get you that information. I don't see anything right now, but please do. I know, especially if you know someone or dealing with, memory care, dementia, caregiving tips, it's a very private and personal thing. And we definitely understand that. So don't be afraid to reach out to Paula to help you in that regard. Their information is in the magazine, and it's on our website too, if you would like to locate it. I got to tell everybody a really, really quick little tidbit story. So Paula brought up about the importance of children and having children around, right? And how much of a difference it makes. So I worked in memory care for many years myself, and I worked in activities. And every Saturday and Sunday, my daughter came to work with me when she was in first grade. And she, A, had a blast and loved it, but B, the residents loved being there with her. She didn't think it was scary. She had fun. She loved on the people. So it really does, make a difference. And every time I would observe, someone who brought children to visit, it just lit everyone up, everyone, whether, they knew the child or not. Now, granted, my daughter's might be a special case because she's now going for special education. So that is her career path in college at this point. But it really is important. And the biggest thing is it's rarely ever going to go as planned as far as what you're hoping to achieve. Expectations are your worst enemy. Well, Paula,
I wanted, if you didn't mind, I wanted to add a cute story too that I thought was really cute that helps people realize that there are joyful moments even in the harder moments, and patience is really important. But I met with a wonderful family the other day, and the husband had shared and the sons had shared that when they were relocating their father closer to them and their mother closer to them, the father had packed up the whole house, and he had gotten down all the Christmas decorations and got everything all packed up perfectly. And then he got really tired and he laid down to take a nap. And when he woke up 2 hours later, the whole house had been decorated with Christmas decorations. And this was last month in October. So try to be patient and even look at some of those moments of joy in that moment that, like Paula had said, be there in the moment with them. And for her, that was like, she completely in that 2 hours unpacked all the Christmas decorations and decorated the whole house. And for most of us, we'd be frustrated and annoyed with that. But that's even thinking about that is just a kind of a funny situation and a joyful moment, even for that person living with that disease. And so try to remember to be patient with them because they aren't aware of the season, the time, what's happening. And although it was frustrating for him, it's a very cute story. So
patience. She saw Christmas decorations and went, okay, they're out. It must mean it's time to decorate. I love it. She
unpacked them all. Yeah.
That's great. Oh, I love that. All right. Well, everyone, let's unmute ourselves. Let's give a round of applause to our friends at Iris Memory Care. That was a fantastic presentation.